It's the Two Garage Guys.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Two Garage Guys show. We're here in the garage because we're going to be talking about garage music, the history of it. My name is Kent Morrill.
And I'm Buck Ormsby.
And we're talking garage. Buck, tell them what this show is going to be all about.
Well, the show's about garage rock and how we all started here playing music back in the middle 50s actually, and practicing in garages and in basements, living rooms, wherever we could put our amp, which was probably about that big, and a set of drums, and we'd start wailing away. Of course we had to go out into the garages because moms and dads, they didn't really understand what the heck we were doing. We were basically kind of experimenting with some rock and roll, and that's where we rehearsed. So anyway, it's about garage rock, some of the groups that grew up here, that practiced here, and we had to kind of invent a whole lot of music, because we were learning from, some old blues and R&B records. And
well, maybe we should tell them who we are. We were the Wailers, the Fabulous Wailers.
Well,
and that's how we started out back in 1958-59.
But we also started a little earlier than that because a fellow named Little Bill and I, his name is Bill Englehart, and I started a band called Little Bill and the Blue Notes back in late 50s.
And we're going to be, you're going to be talking with Bill a little later. So
all right.
Right now we're going to go see our man on the street, right? Mr. Joey?
Yeah, Joey.
He's going to talk about some places that were popular back then.
Here we are in Tacoma, Washington, looking out at Commencement Bay. And in fact, Dave Marsh from Rolling Stone magazine came here once and called this the Liverpool of the Northwest, and can see how garage music started and how they were influenced to play the music that they played. This is where Little Bill and the Blue Notes got their start, mid-50s, 1956. This is where he lived, and this is where the band practiced, right here in Tacoma. Wow. All right, here we are at the Tacoma Armory. This was the place. This is where the Wailers came out of the garage and into a much bigger venue. This holds about 2,000 to 3,000 people. As you can see over here, these guys, a line started here, went all the way around the building, and came out over here. There was a huge line. And not only did the Wailers play here, we had the Ventures, we had the Sonics, we had Ike and Tina Turner, we had Little Bill and the Blue Notes. Heck, we even had James Brown himself. And here we are at the Crescent Ballroom in downtown Tacoma. Now this is the place in the 1940s where big band orchestras played, and then this is really where teen dances started. It's also the place where Conway Twitty played before he went country, and the Wailers in fact backed him up. Late 50s, early 60s, Wailers, Ventures, Sonics, they all played here. And then there was a little bit of a lull in the 70s and mid 80s. In the later 80s and the early 90s, that's where bands like the Melvins and in fact Nirvana played right here in downtown Tacoma at the Crescent Ball. This is Stadium High School. A couple of the Wailers actually went here, but this was once a hotel, burned down, and they rebuilt it as a high school. In fact, a couple movies have been filmed here in Tacoma, and even Heath Ledger did a film called 10 Things I Hate About You, filmed right here at Stadium High School. One other thing that we wanted to, whoa! I'm okay. A little fall there.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Joey, he has little accidents once in a
He
while.
says he's okay, but he was there that's a big fall there at Stadium.
Hopefully he'll be on the next show too, Joey, That's the way he is. He's a little stumbling here and there. But anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about some of the places that we performed at. In those old days, we used to have to rent our own halls, little dance halls. Sometimes you said it held 50 people. We'd get a license. We'd put up our own posters, ride buses around town, and put them up in the malt shops or whatever they were at the time, and we'd go and play at the places like the Armory and play at, this one little thing was at Stadium High School, which Joey mentioned there. We played an assembly there one time when we were graduating, and the Little Bill and the Blue Notes played there, and it was about 1959. And it was the last day of school, and it was almost like blackboard jungle, the music, the rock and roll, and the kids in the auditorium in the high school, and the principal came up and shut us down.
Shut you down.
Too much rock and roll, but the kids were going crazy.
Well, they tried to shut us down too. Remember, the fathers of Tacoma kind of sent us out. Wouldn't allow us to play to their children?
Well, yeah, because they thought it was the devil's music, and they were going to corrupt their sons and daughters.
Well, speaking of Stadium and Little Bill, you had a nice interview with him. Why don't we take a look at that?
All right. Little Bill.